Good morning. Hello, friends. Hello, YouTube family. Welcome. My name is Tammy. I am a stay-at-home wife for 30 years, and I am about 3.5 months into digital marketing. And today we are going to talk about, can you realistically learn to do social media marketing by yourself? Okay, so that's where I want to go today. But let's welcome everyone in, because I've had 7 businesses. And in those 7 businesses, marketing was the hardest part. I will admit that. Marketing was the absolute hardest part. So raise your hand, right? Sales isn't too bad, right? Once you've got the flow going, but how do you get the people in? And so that's why we enjoy social media marketing. And this is what some of the things I've learned over the last 3 months, right? Because I'm brand new to digital marketing. Hello, welcome in. Thank you for joining me. And one of the things that I have come across in digital marketing is how much you need to have some enthusiasm about what you like to do. And it seems silly to even talk about that because if you come to this business, digital marketing, you are going to have enthusiasm about your job. And where does that come from? So these are things we're going to talk about. And hello, welcome in. I'm talking about how to have social media and can you do this on your own? Can you create a business with social media marketing and do it all on your own? And it's possible. And here's the reason why. There's so many trainings, there's so many tutorials. Every platform has its own things to teach. Have you found that? Right? I've been noticing that on TikTok. They keep inviting you to, take this 30-second lesson or that 30-second lesson, and YouTube too, right? There's things you can learn so quickly and so easily. Yes, you could probably do it on your own. But there's a big but in there, because I'm somebody who loves to learn. I've self-taught in so many things. And actually, it's a joy. It's a joy to discover things on your own. Don't you agree? Right? Give me a hand wave. Don't you like when you've discovered something and you feel like you're the first person to ever discover this, and you run out and you got to tell somebody, right? I can't tell you how many times I've read something in a book and honey, guess what just read? Or I call my daughters, guess what I just learned? Yes, I'm a Gen X. Okay. And I want to share that with them because it's that moment of discovery it's like candy, right? It's so exciting. But sometimes it's such the slow road. And I'll have to tell you this quote. Let me see if I can find my quote. Okay. I read this. It's by A.A. Milne, the author of Winnie the Pooh books. Okay, so tell me if you've heard this before. I've actually painted this, and I've done hand lettering, brush lettering. One of my businesses was being an artist, and I actually created a poster for myself because I just loved it. It was so relaxing. It was so easygoing. Okay, so here's the quote. Here's the quote. I'll quit teasing. Rivers know this. There is no hurry. We shall get there someday. And the reason I love that quote was I'm on a journey and I will get to where I'm going someday. There is no hurry. That's what rivers know. Okay. And I had to take it down. I had to take that poster that I made of that quote down because it wasn't feeding me anymore. I decided that I want to move forward and I want to do it now. I have so much vision. I have so much enthusiasm with digital marketing that I want it and I want it now. Mostly because I've seen the vision. So if any of you are in digital marketing and you understand that vision of $900 a day, over 300K a year, and it's happened, right? It's already happened. And you catch that vision and you're like, people my age, people older are making it happen. And I want that. I want that now because they are being successful early. And what they've done is they've followed a step-by-step plan that somebody else who's been there has done it. So I wanna kind of backtrack about enthusiasm. I'm reading Norman Vincent Peale. Anybody? Give me a hand wave. Have you heard of Norman Vincent Peale? All right, I know I'm 100 years old, but really, I've had a little work done. He wrote the book Power Positive Thinking. I'm actually reading on Audible, Enthusiasm Makes the Difference. It's free, okay? So if you have Audible, look this book up. And I'm in this chapter where he is sharing story after story, like one right after the other. And they're detailed, like the power people have had because of their vision and enthusiasm that they applied, right? So one of the stories, um, let me see. Oh gosh, I wish I could remember his name. This is a young man. He didn't even really know how old he was, right? This is how long ago it was. But he had gone to a missionary school at some point. He learned how to read. He could read English. He was reading the story of Abraham Lincoln and the good that he did for the people, even though he had to overcome some hardship. He read Booker T. Washington and the good he did for the people in America. And he had this vision that if I could just, what is that? If I could just get an education in America, this is a land of opportunity. I know that I will come back a better person and I could lead my country. Like, powerful, absolutely powerful. And he tells his mom, I'm gonna go to America. And she's like, okay, when are you leaving? Tomorrow. He said, I wanted to do it quickly. And I didn't want her to find out how far America was because she didn't know how far America was, right? And he's in Africa. And he starts out the next day and he walks. He has to walk. And he doesn't have shoes, right? He has to walk. The story actually ends up 2.5 years. Now, he would walk. He started having a routine. He would walk about half the day and then stop and look for work, for food, and a place to sleep. And if he couldn't find it where he stopped, he had to keep walking. So this is the power of enthusiasm and the power of vision. It kept him going. And now he had the Bible and he had Pilgrim's Progress. And he just fed his soul on these stories of the power of God and having a vision, a purpose. You know where you're going. And this whole time he knew where he was going. And he actually he had stopped in a larger town and he knew he needed to get money. He had been told, you need to be able to travel and get your visa and get a passport and this type of stuff. So he's there for several months. It's not like he walked for 2.5 years, but definitely his journey took that long. And he had zero stopping him in his spirit. And then what was this other book? Okay. I've got this other example. I'm reading through the Bible and it's chronological. And I'm in this point in Nehemiah, and the walls of Jerusalem have all been burned and destroyed and things. And he wants to come back. He's been given the vision by God that he can do something about it. And he goes to the king Artaxerxes and says, I would like to go back to Jerusalem and help them. And he's like, okay, what do you need? Now, well, send me letters that you are behind this and can protect me. And so great, he goes off to Jerusalem and he takes inventory of what's gone wrong and how bad it is. And then he creates a plan. We're going to rebuild the walls of Jerusalem. And this is what caught me, because I'm reading the book by Norman Vincent Peale about enthusiasm makes the difference. And there in Nehemiah 4, verse 6, the wall is built to half completion, half height, completely around the city. And then it says the wall is built halfway because of the people's enthusiasm. They worked hard. They were diligent. They didn't stop. But the word enthusiasm was there. They had this spirit. Enthusiasm is about your spirit. That's what got them going and motivate, because Nehemiah came with a vision. He came with the hope. And that's what I feel like. I feel like I'm a hope dealer. I feel like I'm someone who wants to give you a new way of looking at things. And I'll tell you, being in digital marketing, it's actually changed me. You can ask my husband, right? I've been someone with 7 businesses, right? And over 30 years, I've had 7 businesses. And you would think, well, don't you think it's time to give up? But when I found digital marketing and I found a new way of making an income from home, my enthusiasm was ignited. I found so much joy and happiness in doing this business. It sounds silly, I swear. But think of it this way. Michelle O'Neill had a vision, had a purpose, had a plan, and someone else saw it and someone else saw it, right? She's built a community. We're getting close to 40,000 people in the community. And that's what I mean. I caught the vision. I saw the possibilities. And I said, I want in. I want to change lives. I want to give people what I've been given. And that's the power to change your mind, the power to have enthusiasm, the power to love what you're doing. And that's why I want to share this with you. So the point of this whole video lesson is, can you do social media marketing? Can you learn how to do it? Can you grow your business by yourself? Can you learn it on your own? Technically, yes. There's plenty of ways you can learn about digital marketing. And truthfully, like I said, I love self-learning. I've taught myself art and lettering. You can learn things. It's absolutely true. TikTok has tons of tutorials on how to do things. But this is the difference. Wouldn't you rather someone who's gone before you and who can put it together in a way that's easy to understand, that speaks your language? That's what I found when I came to Legacy Builders. Yes, you can do it on your own, and go ahead and research it. There's tons out there, but I'm going to give you some examples. Okay. Let me see. Oh, I forgot this story. This is my prime example of why learning on your own may not be the best way to go. Okay. So I've always wanted to learn how to crochet. My grandmother could crochet Afghans and just all these beautiful things, doll clothes and whatever, right? She made us ponchos. It's the 60s, right? We had acrylic pink ponchos. And I asked her, teach me how to crochet. And she said, here's a book. I had to learn from a book. You can learn from a book. Okay, thanks. And I started reading. But when you're reading it, sometimes you just don't know what you don't know. And you don't know what questions to ask, because then partly you don't want to feel stupid. But on the other hand, it's, what are they saying? And you try to figure it out. So I actually learned how to crochet backwards. So when you stick your hook in and you wrap and you pull through, right? I was doing it backwards. And a professional crocheter was watching me one day. And she's like, you're wrapping your yarn wrong. I am? Well, I've learned this habit now. I'm going to stick with it. Doesn't look any different. This is somebody who didn't know the difference. So how would I know it could be, right? You could walk into, I love thrifting. You could walk into a thrift store and pull up, things that were knitted and crocheted. I wouldn't know the difference. I don't know the front side of crochet to the back side of crochet. That's how beginner I was. And then somebody professional said, you're doing it wrong. And if you do it the right way, things will go faster. Things will look neater. Your patterns will work out. That's what I mean. Like, you don't know what you don't know. You don't know the questions to ask until you get that instruction by somebody who knows, who's patient and generous with their time. All right. So here's the pros and cons on self-teaching social media. Let's talk about time, right? So this is something a lot of people don't talk about, right? Because I want to give you the best opportunity for success. And so they'll kind of dance around this idea. What they don't tell you, it's like, if you're going to go it on your own, it's like walking through a maze without a map. You'll get there eventually, but at what cost? So that's where that quote from A.A. Milne comes from, right? Rivers know this, there is no hurry, we shall get there someday. And I felt that way about my crochet. It's all good. It's for fun. I'll figure it out. But you're losing time. What is the cost of not doing things the right way the first time? Okay. So when I found Legacy Builders, the digital marketing program I fell in love with, and I'm so grateful I found it first without deciding, oh, so-and-so's doing it, I'm going to do it for cheaper and do it on my own, because I have that within me. I know I can, but I found the program and I was ready to jump in. So why waste time reinventing the wheel when you can just tap into the proven system? The Legacy Builders proven system. Like I've told you, it's done for you by someone who's been there, and they know what we need to get us on the road to 7 days to profit, right? These things are there. So how can you go from $0 to $900 a day in the shortest way possible? Can you do that on your own? You have to decide for yourself. Time. So let's talk about this. These are things we're talking about. Can you learn social media marketing by yourself? And this is me, nevertoolateincome.com. And we're talking about, can you do it by yourself? Let's think about the pros and cons. One was time. How much time do you have to figure it out? Like I said, when I was learning to do calligraphy and brush lettering, I never took a in-person class. I was watching somebody do it on video and I was figuring it out. That's a long time to go. Nobody's there saying, "Did you measure this? Did you see that? How are you holding the pen?" Right? Personal coaching or personal um, observation, right? When that professional crocheter saw my work and knew immediately what my correction needed to be, that's the difference. That's the difference. The time saving of doing something right the first time, or you're learning it on your own. So we're talking about time. Every day you wait, this is a message I found. Every day you wait is another day someone else is cashing in on the opportunities you were missing. So this is why starting now is critical to your success. I'm going to say that again. Every day you wait is another day someone else is cashing in on the opportunities you're missing because you were figuring it out on your own. How's that feel? Yeah, no, I'm going to take the program every time. Support. When I was learning art on my own, I found a wonderful group of artists on Instagram. And we all cheer each other on and that looks great, right? We've never met in person. It always feels good to have a pat on the back that you were doing something great. And I found that was motivating. That really helped me keep going, right? When someone has a vision of what they want and they have the enthusiasm to go after it, it feels amazing to have support. But do you remember what happened with Nehemiah and he's building that wall? And they're halfway done. And the people that that lived there were not happy. In fact, they got angry. They're mocking, they're, terrible, treating the people terrible for building the walls. And they actually ended up having to defend themselves. They had to split their effort now. Someone's building the wall, someone is carrying the protection and watching over them. So it's slowing down the work, but they stood together. They knew what they were doing was the right way. That's why having support, like-minded people, business owners behind you makes all the difference. When you're on your own, every setback feels like a failure. Oh, and that's how they felt when they were rebuilding the walls of Jerusalem. That they had a vision, they knew what they were supposed to be doing, but then there was a conflict, there was a setback, and it feels like you're doing something wrong. Not true. For the man who was crossing Africa to come to school in America, things got hard. Did he feel like, "Oh, I better just go back home"? No, he had the vision. He had the enthusiasm to keep going. He knew he had a purpose. And that's what I'm bringing. The purpose of leaving a legacy, to getting out of debt. I want these things for you. I want these things for me. And having the support of people understanding is huge. So that's really powerful. I want you to look at any challenges you come up with as a stepping stone, right? Think of the lessons you could be learning. If it was all easy, everybody would be doing this. But it is simple, but it's not easy. And to have support behind you when things get tough makes all the difference. So I want to share, let me see. Let me look at this real quick. Okay. What if you could have a fully built done for you system, or you're going to go out and do it all on your own. This is, let's see, where's my pad? This is something I learned in digital marketing. Well, this is part of the program of what you could be learning, right? All there, these video lessons are done for you. But when you go to nevertoolateincome.com, there's something there. They're landing pages. They're websites that are pre-built. They're done for you. So this is John and Marge. I nicknamed them. They're so cute. If you put your email in here, you're going to get a response back from me. These are automated systems. So part of social media marketing is you want to grow your email list. There's no telling how long these platforms are going to be around, but you'll always have a way to contact your customers if you have their emails. So I love having a 2-hour workday that I can work from home in my air conditioning or heater, depending on where you live. And I can use my cell phone. I get to use social media for free. But there's other parts to it. Just besides social media marketing, you've got to be able to communicate with people. And so having these landing pages, I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to build that. That was one of my businesses, by the way, was having a blog site, a website of my own. Building that on your own takes a skill set I wasn't willing to figure out. That was back even, there was some coding you had to do. I didn't want to learn a new language. I wanted a plug and go program, and it wasn't there back when I was doing that. And now I can do social media marketing with a done for you program. These pages are done. So when I said you'll hear from me, you're going to be given a page in your email that I didn't create. This is part of the done for you program. And these pages they're all pre-built, right? Video links and testimonials and information about digital marketing, right? This is all information. You haven't bought anything. You're just getting, hey, Tony's here and Kareen's here. Thank you, friends. Thank you, Tony. Gosh, you guys are amazing. Rock stars right here. Rock stars in the house. Thank you, Tony. You're so sweet. All right. My number one fans right here in the house. Thank you, guys. So why do you want to have this turnkey system, done for you system? Well, one, I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to build this. And collecting emails, the system is all done for you. And then you get 13 emails that will automatically feed out at certain intervals for your customers. I didn't write that. I don't know how to make those funnels. I'm learning, and that's part of the program. So if you want to do this on your own, you can. But the time factor, the time factor. Do you want to make $900 a day now, or do you want to wait the 6 months, a year for you to figure out all the pieces to the puzzle when they're right here in the program called Legacy Builders? Right? The support. You're doing it on your own. You want to learn on your own. I'm all for that. I love self-education. But I can do that with Legacy Builders. The training you get in Legacy Builders, you can learn and earn at the same time. Versus if I was doing this on my own, how much longer would it take? Right? I would probably have to do this over and over and over again. Make the mistakes, correct the mistakes, make more mistakes, correct the mistakes, versus following a step-by-step program that's done for you, right? And this is how you can earn at the same time. Earning $900 a day. How? Because I'm promoting 4 digital products. I have 4 income streams when I come to the program, and I can earn and learn at the same time. And like you saw, there's those um, email funnels and the landing pages, all for my customer to discover when they're ready, right? And then the support. Okay, that's the other half. When you're learning on your own, who's supporting you? Who's giving you that direction? Yeah, keep doing more of that. No, stop doing this, right? Instead, you're doing it and making mistakes and correcting and making another mistake. I mean, granted, that's how I learn. You always learn the most from when you make a mistake, right? Versus, can you follow a proven system where somebody's taken out all those detours and mistakes, and you can do it correctly from the beginning? So if you want support, maybe there was a technical thing you didn't quite catch. You can ask in the community, right? I mentioned this, a community of 40,000 business owners who are graciously giving you answers to things, right? How many of you want a coach right next to you, walking with you through this? Well, Ramsey does. How many of you want mentoring from $1 million earner? You don't get that when you're learning this on your own. Every single day, we're getting mentoring training from $1 million earner and her tips and tricks, right? I want to know that. Walking alongside you, this e-learning platform means I can go at my own pace. So until I took that sign down about, rivers say they'll get there someday, I don't have to take it slow. I can take it at my own pace, but I can also move forward a lot faster than if I was doing this on my own. Than if I was learning this, from this 30-second tutorial and that 30-second tutorial, and I'm trying to piece the puzzles together, right? We talked about it's like going through a maze and you don't have a map. How many mistakes are you going to make and have to correct yourself versus you have a map and the map is getting you there faster? That's what we want. That's what I want. Right? I'd rather learn from 6-figure earners and $1 million earners who've already done it. Now, you can say, okay, you're like the Wright brothers. you you can fly. You know in your heart, and you're going to make it happen. Or you're Edison and you can get a light bulb to work. And it's going to take you 5,000 tries to get there. But once it's discovered, that's why they call it the turnkey. It's ready for you. You know it can happen. This is possible. That's why I jumped in knowing the vision, because it was proven. Because I know people have been there and done that, and they're willing to stick around and help me every single day. The mentoring, the coaching, let alone the e-learning platform. You want to learn more about social media marketing? There's courses on Canva and how to promote with Pinterest and LinkedIn, right? Not just TikTok or YouTube. That's what I want. I want to have it all. I want to have it all now, and I want it done the right way. So if you're looking for a way to make money from home, you want to do it with social media marketing, then I want you to look at Legacy Builders. This has been the best solution for me, right? I don't have to be tech savvy, right? I told you I didn't know how to build a website. I didn't know how to fit in those funnels and how to capture emails and what are you going to do with them once you get them, right? That's all in there. You can get your business up and running with Legacy Builders. So I go to nevertoolateincome.com, put your email in. You'll hear from me right away. And that's my email. Okay. So I want you to write me back from that email if you have questions. If you want to know more, if you want to understand something, right? When I first came to digital marketing, my friend said, "Oh, I hope this old brain can figure this out." And I got a little scared. I was like, "What are you talking about? What do I have to know?" And she explained about digital marketing and this program that would teach us how to do it. And she was only a few steps further along than I was. And it's like, oh. And when I found the business had these really basic video lessons, right? And you can start and stop and replay to figure it out, right? And it's not going anywhere. That's amazing. How many courses have you joined and it's 8 weeks and it disappears, or 10 weeks? This one's continuing education. It will change with the times. They're always adding more videos, more learning opportunities. When things change in the platforms, they'll be the first ones to tell you. They've got their finger on the pulse of this. And that's awesome for people like me, right? Us Gen Xers, we're a little tech challenge. Now, I will give us kudos. Hey, we were there when tech started coming out, right? We were there, our boom boxes and our whatevers, right? But there is a learning curve of getting your information into the system, but you can do it. I did it. I think I had one glitch and a quick question on the community. I found the answer and I fixed it. And actually it felt pretty good, right? Because I learned that, do you know, millionaires are problem solvers. They don't sit around boo-hooing and crying about things. They go out and figure it out. They try another way. They ask questions. They go out. They try it another way. They figure it out. I want to be that person. And so it was funny, that little glitch I had, and I did a search in the community and I found the answer. Somebody else had that question. That's what I mean. This is a proven system that people have gone there before me and they've asked those questions, and all I have to do is find the answer. And it felt so good to say, I'm a problem solver. I'm going to be $1 million earner because I'm not afraid to keep going. So I joined with the vision. I saw somebody else's vision and I said, I can do that. And to earn $900 a day, I can do that because it's already been done. I'm not that big of an entrepreneur saying, hey, I'm going to create the light bulb or, fly and make an airplane, right? That's not me. I'm not that kind of engineer, but I am somebody who wants to bring hope and vision, and I care about your future because I have found something that is so powerful and so amazing that gets me up in the morning. This is not particularly a morning person, but I've gotten up every morning to show up for you to share this information. So we're just wrapping up that. Can you learn social media marketing on your own? Yes, but at the cost of how much time and all those mistakes. And what support are you getting? Do you have that coach standing behind you saying, oh, honey, you're not crocheting correctly. You're wrapping your yarn wrong. Do it this way. And life changed. That's what I mean about social media marketing. You can have a coach standing behind you every day. Tweak this, turn here, do this, do that. And you get better and better all the time. So I want to say thank you to all of you that stuck around with me today. I appreciate you guys so much. And if you've missed this lesson and you want to see it again, it'll be on my YouTube live. I'd appreciate a subscribe, a follow. Thank you for all the hearts. Kareen and Tony, you guys are amazing. Thank you so much. And I am missing someone here. Someone has been giving me a lot of attention. Who is this? Were you way at the beginning? Let me look here. Oh, Mary Ann. Thank you, Mary Ann. I appreciate you being here. All right. I will catch you tomorrow morning, and you guys have an amazing day. I appreciate you all so much. All right. We'll talk soon. And thank you, YouTube friends. I appreciate you so much. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video and ask any of your questions. I'd love for you to go to nevertoolateincome.com and talk to me. I'd love to answer your questions.